Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inappropriate Movie Database, the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. Welcome to the show. If you're new here and you like what you're seeing, you should go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We've got almost 200 of these, which is way too many, and I really thought I would have quit by now, but I think I'm going to hit 200. And all of these fine folks have been on other episodes, so that's a good starting point. Also, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, you should join that. If you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video, that's where you can get all the information about this show, including how to be on it. I really hoped that I would have October booking ready to go for this episode, and I have been falling behind. So, lucky for us, we've got a special Thursday episode coming up, and there I will announce the topics for next month. So if you want to be on the show, keep a lookout on the Facebook page or on Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. Clear that throat a little bit. Now, just to get this off the board, as you know, winners now have the opportunity, if they so choose, to assign me a movie that I have to watch within the week. Last week, Zach Jones won the game and had me watching 1964's Soy Cuba, I Am Cuba, which is, that is a film school movie, if I've ever seen a film school movie. It is so incredibly gorgeous to look at. I think maybe top 5, and that might be low, of cinematography, period. The shots in that movie, incredible. The just the black and white. They had so many like wonderful long takes in this movie that you start to take them for granted after a while. But it's so modern, so it's incredible. It's incredible to look at. It is a movie of 4 vignettes that I had differing levels of connection to. Basically, what happened is in the 60s, Soviet Russia sent this director, Mikhail Kalostov. I don't know how to speak Russian. They sent him to Cuba to make a propaganda movie about revolutionary Cuba. And he decided to make an art film instead. And everybody was angry at him for that, but he made a real great-looking film. The second vignette in particular of a man being told that he no longer owns his home and his farm is amazing. Like I said, I didn't totally connect to all of it, and it feels like a movie you can just kind of go in and out of. It's sort of like I could see this movie playing just in a museum. You walk into the room, you watch 10 minutes of it. So if you're like a film geek, if you like, cinematography and all of that, and you haven't seen Soy Cuba, absolutely check it out. If you don't really give a shit about filmmaking, I don't know that this movie's for you. I don't know. It's almost 2.5 hours. I literally just finished watching it half an hour ago. But thank you, Zach, for another real homework movie. But I think I prefer this one to his last pick of Battle for Algiers. But really, those are the movies he's suggesting, and maybe that's why he's not on the show every episode. I've given you enough about me. Let's bring in our guests. Joining me on the show today are Amma Marfo, Marty Viscosi, Kari Taylor, and Willie Muse. Welcome, everybody. You're all so polite. You all went on mute while I was talking. Let's first introduce, I'm just going to go in the order that you're all on my screen. Been a little while, but always just a ray of sunshine and positivity when she's on. Amma Marfo, welcome back to the show.
I'm excited to be back. It's been a minute.
It has. How have you been?
Pretty good. Pretty good overall. I'm having a good time.
That's great. Yeah, it's great to see you. So the topic tonight is movies that have the same writer and director. Do
Yes.
you have like an auteur you really like, or a movie that you know is written and directed by the same person that you want to
So I knew
recommend to
you were going
people?
to ask me this, and it's not an auteur answer by any.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I'm going to make a case that it is.
Okay, great.
So I've listed this movie as one of my favorites before, but it just happens to fit a bunch of categories. 2016's Pop Tahar, Never Stop, Never Stopping, written and directed by Akiva Schaffer and Yorma Taccone. Wonderful, wonderful motion picture. If you've not seen it, please watch it. It is so silly and so fun and technically a musical. And yes, absolute blast.
Great choice. I just rewatched it recently, and I'm so glad that it built up the cult following it deserved. I think I saw it at a midnight screening the day it came out. Me and just I think 3 or 4 other people in that theater.
Yeah, there were like 2 other people in my theater, and then my sister and I haven't laughed that hard in a film in years. And like, yeah, just get into it. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Pop star, never stop, never stopping. Well, Amma, welcome back to the show. Also returning to the show, if you watch this show, you've seen them a million times, maybe like 60, 65 times. Marty Viscosi, welcome back to the show.
Hello, I was writing down Never Stop, Never Stopping on my
No.
to watch list.
I have it on DVD, so we should watch it sometime.
Good to know.
Well, there we go. Well, Marty, how you doing?
I'm so good.
Great.
Just glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. Always glad to have you on the show. Do you have a suggestion of a movie that you like that fits this category?
So, I could not name a single movie that fit this category when I volunteered to be on the show. So I did Google a bunch of my favorite movies to see if they were directed and written by the same person. It turns out most horror movies are. And
that's horror's a big genre for it.
I will say Sinister 2 was not. Sinister 1 is, but Sinister 2 is not. But of all the ones that I found, the one that feels like, yes, I love this, and like also like people have heard of this, Attack the Block.
Yes.
I love Attack the Block. I will watch it again and again and again.
Another real fun, just British teens kicking alien ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's John Boyega, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's another real fun movie. We got fun movies tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Marty, welcome back to the show.
All the shots on a story that they're excited about. It makes for good movies.
Yeah, it does. Sometimes. There are some people that need somebody else to be writing for them.
That's fair.
Also returning to the show, since I introduced this little prize of people can assign me a movie, I believe she's assigned me 3 movies so far. She has been killing it lately on the show. Kari Taylor, welcome back to the show.
Hi, good to be back.
Always great to have you here. How you doing?
I'm doing A-okay.
That's good to hear. Well, Kari, you've had some time to think. Do you have anything you'd like to bring to the table tonight?
I guess the first one that I thought of was probably Young Frankenstein. I had to just double check that it was same director and same writer, just to double check. But yeah, no, that's especially this time of year. This is kind of like when I generally tend to rewatch it, and yeah, it's probably one of like my all-time favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I think almost all of Mel Brooks' movies fit this category. I think there's a couple in there that he didn't write, but yeah, Young Frankenstein, what a good movie. Finally, returning to the show, another person. It's been a little while, but I'm so glad he's back. Willie Muse, welcome back to the show.
Hello.
How you doing today, Willie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It took
Good.
4 people, but somebody is wondering how I am, which feels nice. Willie, I'm so happy to see you back.
Me too.
Now, do you have a movie you want to suggest to people?
I've been searching movies since
Mhm.
you asked us the first time to see if I could find one,
Yeah.
and I couldn't. The best I could come up with is the movie I just watched. I don't recommend it. I watched it ironically. I'm making a video about it, but it's called Nefarious, and it is a Christian horror movie written and directed by the guys who wrote God's Not Dead.
Oh.
And it's certainly something to watch, but it does have the same writer, or I guess it has 2
Yeah.
people who wrote and directed it together. So I don't know if
Yeah,
that
that
counts as the
fits.
same writer and director.
Well, now I'm excited to see that video. I talked on the show about the what's the name of the movie with the abortion?
Allison's Choice,
Allison's Choice.
phenomenal.
Yeah, first of all, if you haven't watched any of Willie's videos, watch Willie's videos. He is, I think, one of my favorite YouTubers. Like you
Yeah.
are
I just
somebody
watched
that.
one earlier today, so
Oh, thank
I've watched
you.
a handful. They're really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Allison's Choice one. What a wild ride.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's fun, except for when I'm thinking about it for 2 weeks straight to make it. And then in hindsight, they're fun.
Let me just say, absent context, just what's the movie with the abortion is a wild question. It's like, this one.
Wild.
Oh, and how? Well, to be fair, there is no abortion. Spoilers.
Oh,
But
That's
I
true.
figured with the context clues. I was say, I can't believe I get to add 2 movies to my to watch list tonight. For the recommendation.
Well, thank you all for coming back to the show. I'm excited to see. I feel like this is a topic that might not help anybody on any of these movies. But there's some like big people that have done a lot of these, so maybe. You all know how the game works, but if you're watching this for the first time, here's what's going to happen. I've gone to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, and I've pulled parental warnings for a bunch of movies that are all written and directed by the same person. Now, these parental warnings, I don't write them. I don't know who writes them. I steal the content from these anonymous weirdos, and I made a game show out of it. I'm going to read these warnings. My friends here are going to try to figure out what the movie is based on these warnings. And if there's nothing else, I think we should just jump into this game. And to do that, Amma, I'm going to go to you first.
Yoki
Would
dokie.
you like a movie from 1984, 2010, or 2007? I did not put that in the right order. 84, 07, or 2010?
Gotcha. 2010, please.
2010. All right. First movie of the night has the same writer and director. In 2010 for 5 points under the category of profanity. I just learned that I already had clues for this movie, and I don't know if I've used it before, so we're going to see. Let's try that again for 5 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking. During a supposed time of crisis, one character takes the time to view a local gas station's wine selection. During a supposed time of crisis, one character takes the time to view a local gas station's wine selection.
Very relatable.
For 4 points under the category of violence and gore, corpses are shown with blood effects from a Halloween makeup kit. The wounds look somewhat realistic.
what year?
2010. All right, for 3 points under profanity. An existing profanity review here is one of the worst ever written. Totally worthy of this movie.
What?
That is what somebody wrote down under profanity warnings for this movie. An existing profanity review here is one of the worst ever written, totally worthy of this movie.
I feel like I'm having a stroke.
All right, for 2 points under frightening and intense scenes. The only frightening thing about the movie is that it was made, and it's scary to think that people thought this movie was good. Everyone, including children, will notice that the effects in the movie are very poor quality, and probably won't be too moved by character deaths. 2 children are briefly shown lamenting the death of their parents from the attacks, but in the next scene, and for the rest of the movie, they act as if the previous scene never happened. All right, final clue. For 1 point under violence and gore, the movie is about a flock of homicidal birds terrorizing the residents of the local city. So mild violence is guaranteed by the premise alone. Cut and pasted bird animations hover on screen as actors panic and shout in pain. I see 2 hands up. All right, Willie, I'm going to go to you first.
Is it Birdemic?
Kari, what do you think?
So mad that I didn't get it on that first one, but I'm pretty sure it's Birdemic.
This is
Shock and Terror.
Birdemic, Shock and Terror. Written and directed by James Nguyen.
The master of the driving and parking shot.
I have not seen Birdemic.
You're good. That's I've seen it multiple times. Those are
Why
hours
have
of my
you seen
life.
it multiple times, Kari?
You don't want to watch it again with me?
Nope.
I plead the fifth.
All right, well, that puts Kari at 1, Willie at 1, Amma and Marty both at 0. Kari, you're up next. Would you like a movie? I'm not giving you a wide range with this. 2004, 2006, 2013. You are muted, Kari.
Sorry, I thought I'd hit the unmute button. Let's do 2013.
2013. 2013 for 5 points under violence and gore. One scene involving 2 teenagers punching each other schoolyard style while fighting over a woman. No blood or anything graphic. For 4 points under sex and nudity, there is implied toplessness when Brandy tries on a 2-piece bikini, then slides down a water slide, then loses her top piece. Marty has a guess. Kari has a guess. Kari, what do you think this movie is?
Is this the to-do list?
Amma, what do you think?
I'm also guessing the to-do list.
Marty, what do you think?
The to-do list.
I guess that scene is a lot more memorable than I thought it was.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was.
Maggie Carey's The To-Do List.
Don't even know that movie existed, so I'm okay not getting it.
I'm a simple person. I see Aubrey Plaza and I get excited. And there's a lot of Aubrey Plaza to like in that movie.
There's a lot of
Oh,
Aubrey
yes.
Plaza in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Also in that movie, frightening and intense scenes, viewers should know that this movie is extremely sexually graphic, even though there's no nudity, and includes underage use of alcohol and marijuana. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, several scenes involving alcohol and marijuana use among high school seniors. One girl wants to drink before she has sex to get over being nervous about it. And sex and nudity. The main theme of the movie is that Brandy is a straight A valedictorian and is a complete nerd. She finds herself attracted to Rusty, the local jock, and wants her first time to be with him. She decides she needs to try every sex act known, so she's ready to have her first experience with Rusty. That puts Kari in the lead at 5, Amma and Marty both at 4. Willie stays at 1. Marty, we go to you now. Would you like a movie from 1984, 2003, or 2009?
2009.
2009. Okay, from 2009 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. Several screamer scenes where things jump from the shadows.
What year?
2009. For 4 points under violence and gore, the main character intentionally sets himself on fire briefly. He does this 3 times in succession. For 3 points under sex and nudity, scene of nude men and women harvested for blood. Genitals are covered. Amma has a guess. Anybody else? Amma, what do you think this movie is?
Is this What We Do in the Shadows?
It is not What We Do in the Shadows. For 2 points under violence and gore, throughout the film, vampires consume human blood as if it were casual coffee or fine wine.
Are you sure
Are
it's
we
not
sure
what we do
it's
in the
not what you do in the
shadows?
shadows?
All right, for 1 point under frightening and intense scenes, the premise of the movie is meant to be scary, showing what happens when the majority of the world turns into vampires. Kari has a guess. Everybody else looks stumped. No, Willie's going to guess too. Willie, what do you think this movie is?
I might be. No, I don't. I'm almost. No. Fright Night?
Kari, what do you think?
Oh, I was gonna guess. Is it like Daybreakers or something?
It is not Fright Night. It is a movie directed by the Spirit Brothers, and it's exactly right. Daybreakers is the name of that movie. Ethan Hawke is a vampire, and so is almost everyone else. And he finds out that there might be a cure for it. And it's fantastic.
The only reason why I remember that movie is because I remember watching the trailer on YouTube in high school, and that is where I found Placebo's cover of Running Up That Hill. So that specific cover and that movie are like intertwined in my brain. I've never seen it, but that's the only reason why I remember it.
I mean, October's coming up. That's a recommendation from me. Everybody should see Daybreakers. Willem Dafoe's in it.
And
Oh, well,
Dafoe
then I'm on
loves,
board already.
he loves being a vampire, though.
He's been a lot of vampires.
Yes.
All right. Well, Kari at 6 now, Marty at 4, Amma at 3, Willie down to 0. But Willie, you do get to pick this one. Would you like a movie from 1982, 1986, or 2022?
2022.
All right. This is a movie that came out last year, 2022. I'll get it. It'll come up here. For 5 points, under frightening and intense scenes, themes of nihilism throughout. For 4 points under sex and nudity, a man is beaten with 2 large dildos. For 3 points under violence and gore, someone gives themselves 4 paper cuts between their fingers. Not especially bloody, but very cringeworthy. I feel so bad for Amma right now. But Willie's going to take a guess. Willie, what do you think this movie is?
Is it Everything Everywhere All at Once?
This is the movie that won the Oscar last year from Daniels, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
The dildos. I was like, I know I saw that. I feel like I should remember that.
Wait, what category was the nihilism warning under?
Frightening and intense scenes.
I love
Okay.
Also in this movie, Sex and Nudity, a woman proudly displays a selection of trophies that look like sex toys. A fight scene centers around a man who sits on a trophy. One is dramatically inserted, details blurred, then proceeds with 2 men with inserted items, engaging in compact with the female protagonist, while one is naked from the waist down. All nudity is pixelated. And violence and gore, some comical violence, which includes fight scenes with fanny packs, keyboards, and hot dog hands. Evelyn does get a bloody nose in one scene.
I keep telling myself I'll watch that movie when I feel secure in my relationships with my family.
Oh, no.
And that hasn't happened since 2022, so someday.
I will say it is a wild enough theater going experience that a friend of mine, there was a fire in his theater and they had to evacuate, and like nobody moved because they thought it was part of the movie. So it's like, it's not chaotic per se, but like a fire alarm going off in the middle of it with no explanation feels so much at home that an entire theater of people were like, okay, and then what happens?
Okay, William Castle.
All right. Well, that means that Amma and Willie tied in 3rd place with 3. Marty at 4, Kari at 6. It's a close game for everyone. We're going to take a break from the regular game and jump into a mini game. See if we can get some more points on the board. This is a multiple choice game. I will ask one of you to choose between 4 answers. If you get it right, you get 4 points. If not, the next person can guess for 3. Next person can guess for 2. Last person gets 1 point if you remember the remaining answer. And this is all the same question. Which of these 4 movies is this writer-director's highest-rated movie on IMDb? Amma, I'm going to start with you.
All right.
Which of these 4 movies is Kevin Smith's highest-rated movie on IMDb?
Okay.
Chasing Amy, Clerks, Clerks 2, or Dogma?
I'm going to guess my highest rated, which may not be the right way to go about this. But I am picking Dogma.
I mean, it's a great movie, but it is not correct.
Yeah.
Kari, Chasing Amy, Clerks, or Clerks 2?
I mean, I also kind of want to go with my highest rated, but
it's not a winning strategy, apparently.
Yeah, I feel like that might bite me in the end. So I'm gonna go with Chasing Amy.
The only one of these on the Criterion Collection. It's also not Chasing Amy. Marty, Clerks or Clerks 2?
So my gut since the first one has been Clerks, but I feel like you might be playing a sneaky little game. And it might be Clerks 2. So I'm very torn in this moment. And stalling a little bit. I'm gonna go with my gut and say Clerks.
Your gut served you well. Clerks is at 7.7. Clerks 2 and Dogma 7.3. Chasing Amy 7.2. They're all close. But
Wait,
that's
Dogma
2
and
points
Clerks
to Marty.
2 have the same rating?
They have the same rating.
Who is in charge over there?
The people. This is a democratic society over on IMDb.
Is it?
Great question.
All right.
Sharing access to voting.
Kari, which of these Spike Lee movies is his highest rated movie? Black Klansman, Crooklyn, Do the Right Thing, or Malcolm X?
Oh boy. I'm like torn between two. I'm gonna guess. Do the Right Thing.
You picked the right one. Do the Right Thing has an 8 out of 10. Malcolm X at 7.7, Black Klansman 7.5, Crooklyn 7. That is 4 points to Kari. Marty, which of these movies is Nancy Meyers' highest rated movie on IMDb? Is it The Holiday, The Intern, The Parent Trap, or Something's Gotta Give?
Nick, I have no idea who Nancy Meyers is.
Well, she wrote and directed The Holiday, The Intern, The Parent Trap, and Something's Gotta Give.
I'm gonna go with The Parent Trap because that's the only one that I've seen.
The Parent Trap is the lowest rated one out of those 4.
Okay, well, they're wrong.
Willie, I finally get to go to you. The Holiday, The Intern, or Something's Gotta Give?
Something's got to give.
Something's Gotta Give. Also incorrect. Amma, The Holiday or The Intern?
A Holiday.
Kari, what is the final movie on this list?
No.
No,
Are you serious?
no, I don't accept this.
You cannot tell me The
Intern?
Parent Trap is below The Intern.
The
I don't
Intern
accept- I am furious.
is her
Agreed.
only movie to break 7 out of 10. It's at a 7.1. Holiday 6.9. Something's Gotta Give 6.7. Parent Trap 6.6.
No. No,
There is no justice in this world.
I don't accept this.
No, IMDb hates women.
Sure.
Which is why the highest rated one has Robert De Niro in it.
I need y'all to know Kari also GM'd me. Nancy Meyers is also known for having the absolute best kitchens in all her movies.
Yep.
She's got a lot of good kitchens.
Real coastal grandma vibes.
It's
I'm furious.
Nancy Meyers and James Wan love kitchens.
Yeah.
Very different kitchens.
Well, that was 1 point to Kari. Willie, you get this last one. Which of these is John Carpenter's highest rated movie? Assault on Precinct 13, Escape from New York, Halloween, or They Live?
It should be Halloween. I'm going to go with what I think about IMDb and guess They Live.
They Live is incorrect. Amma, Assault on Precinct 13, Escape from New York, or Halloween?
I'm still furious about the last thing. I can barely think. Escape from New York is my guess.
Escape from New York, also incorrect. Kari, Assault on Precinct 13 or Halloween?
Halloween?
Yeah, Willie, you betrayed yourself on that one. Halloween is the highest rated movie.
All right, I'm fine with that.
7.7. Assault on Precinct 13 at 7.3. They Live at 7.2. Escape from New York at 7.1. Well, that helped one person. Marty picked up 2 points. Amma and Willie unfortunately got shut out. Kari picked up 7 points in that round, bringing Kari to 13.
One
Marty
of those
at
I probably
6.
shouldn't have gotten. Let's be real.
Marty's at 6. Amma and Willie both at 3. Let's get to the second half of the game. Kari, since you got the most points, and then I'm going to have you pick first now. Would you like a movie from 1974, 2002, or 2007?
74.
74. 1974 for 5 points under violence and gore. A woman locked in a giant bird cage and later has her hand chopped off. Her bloody stump of a wrist is seen. Willie's got to guess. Anybody else? What do you think, Willie?
I think I'm wrong. Is it Brazil?
It is not Brazil.
Good guess, though.
That is a good guess. For 4 points under alcohol, drugs, and smoking, a woman takes a recreational intravenous injection of liquid eyeliner in her arm in order to get high and to, quote, heighten one's beauty awareness.
Am I allowed to guess a second time?
Oh, absolutely. Anybody else want to guess? All right. Amma, what do you think this movie is?
Valley of the Dolls?
Willie, what do you think?
Eraserhead?
It is not Valley of the Dolls. It is also not Eraserhead.
Fucking, all right.
I thought with the stump thing that it was Titus Andronicus, and then I remembered Shakespeare's been dead for like a really long time.
That doesn't mean he doesn't direct. Look at Clint Eastwood.
Not doing so hot.
For 3 points under violence and gore, a woman throws acid into another character's face, resulting in bloody burns and later grotesque disfigurement. Carrie's got to guess this time. Anybody else? What do you think, Kari?
I'm trying to remember which movie it could be. I feel like it might be Polyester?
It is not Polyester. For 2 points under violence and gore, a man is unrealistically stabbed to death with a kitchen knife with bloody results. A riot results in several deaths. A woman is electrocuted in the electric chair on screen. All right, let's go to this final one for 1 point under sex and nudity. Pervasive and frequent crude sexual humor throughout the film. A sleazy older man picks up a teenage girl, played by an adult man, and takes her to a garbage dump where they have sex on a filthy mattress. He subsequently performs oral sex on her, as over-the-top sucking noises can be heard, while the girl repeatedly tells him to eat it. Both characters are played by Divine, which is why you don't see the two characters' faces in the same shot. And in a later scene, the man tells the woman to go fuck herself as a callback to the sex scene. We got 2 hands up. Kari, what do you think this time? You were on the right track.
Is it Female Trouble?
Willie, what do you think?
I'll go Pink Flamingos just to play the spread.
All right. Well, the spread is every decision that you've made is the wrong one. This is Female Trouble.
Nick, that's so mean.
No, it's fair. It's fair.
You gotta trust your gut.
I have a dog biting me in my defense.
I mean, that is a good defense.
It's an adorable defense.
I don't think I could host the show if anything was biting me.
Yeah. Well, wait.
I definitely couldn't remember dumb movie trivia. Kari remains at 13, Marty at 6, Amma at 2, Willie at 0. Willie, you get to pick this one, though. Would you like a movie from 1986, 2007, or 2018?
2007.
2007. 2007 for 5 points under violence and gore. A man is attacked by some creatures, We see this through comic book drawings. Willie, what do you think this movie is?
I have nothing to lose at this point, so I'm gonna say wait, fuck, what's that called? That Frank Miller movie. It is called Sin City.
Marty, what do you think?
Ghost Rider.
It is not Ghost Rider. It is also not Sin City.
Ah, God damn it.
For 4 points under profanity, one kid, after seeing people at a drunk party, says, "What was going on?" And another kid says, "A hot dog was butt fucking a cow." The scene shows nothing except for a girl twerking about a foot away from the hot dog. It shows pretty much from the waist up. It's a faraway shot, though, so don't worry. I get a feeling Marty does know it. Marty, do you know what this movie is?
I do, because it's Spirit Week at school right now, and I'm dressing up as one of the characters from this for Character Day tomorrow. This is Trick or Treat.
This is Trick or Treat. What possible character could you be dressing up as for
I was in for Halloween last year. I felt really bad because I accidentally put a kid on the spot today, like, oh, name 5 songs style, because he mentioned that he really likes horror movies. And I was like, oh, what kind of horror movies do you like? And he was like, oh, just like scary stuff. And I was like, well, like me and this other teacher both like love horror. Like, tell us some of your favorites. Go for it. Like, what do you actually like to watch? And he was like, and I was like, it's okay. Like, what do you like? And he was like, Halloween. And I was like, really? Like, just Halloween? And then I like stepped outside.
How dare you?
And I was like, maybe I should be nice to this 13-year-old. So,
it reminds me, I was talking to my cousin at one point who must have been like 8 or 9 at the time. It's like, oh, I love horror movies. I like older horror movies. I said, like what? He goes, Freddy, Jason, Halloween. I said, you're not afraid of any of that? He goes, you know what creeps me out? Mickey Mouse. He's a mouse, but he walks and talks like a man. It's not right.
That sounds very much like something my students would say.
And the new like the new costumes that they have at like Disney World, like they blink, which is more terrifying to me than if they didn't blink. And
that's horrible.
And someone explained to me how it
blinking.
works, and it still creeps me out. I'm like,
I was very sick this weekend and watched a lot of horror movies, and there is one that I watched that was so bad, but the only scare that stuck with me from it was one where there's supposed to be like a mannequin or like a Halloween costume on the wall, and when they're looking at it, the eyes blink. So that is literally like straight out of my nightmares this weekend.
What was this movie?
What
was the movie, Marty?
Hell House LLC 2.
Oh.
I was so disappointed because the first one is one of my absolute favorites. I absolutely love it. And the second one just took the first one and was like, let's make a worse movie. It was very disappointing.
All right. Well, Kari is at 13, Marty at 10, Amma at 1, Willie at -1.
You didn't go negative?
There's still 10 points on the board, plus a Final Jeopardy style betting round at the end. Everybody's still
bet if I'm at negative points.
I mean, look, I'll explain it right now. Negative points means you can bet your negative point value to get up to 0. And if you get the answer exactly right, you get an extra 3 points. So you can still win. It's very difficult. Again, I really appreciate you being here. I'm sorry this is going to be the last time.
We'll see.
Amma, Would
Yeah.
you like a movie from, what do we have left here? 1984, 2004, or 2007?
2004, please.
2004. All right, penultimate movie, 2004 for 5 points under violence and gore. A man is tortured and beaten by underage soldiers. He is mocked and hit repeatedly in the groin.
2004.
2004. For 4 points under sex and nudity, a local man is teased for having an erection, and as a result, he is punched by the American soldiers. Don't know what this has to do with sex and nudity, as it's pure violence. There is no sexual content in this movie. For 3, Willie has a guess.
I
Really
think this is too early, but I'd have nothing to lose. So is it Three Kings?
It is not Three Kings. For 3 points under violence and gore, an egg is thrown at Bush's limo.
Oh.
Okay, for 2 points under violence and gore, all of the things mentioned are very brief but noticeable, and reading them may be upsetting to some viewers. All of the violence in this film is real. Willie has a guess. Amma has a guess. Amma, what do you think?
Fahrenheit 9/11.
Willie, what do you think?
I was also going to say Fahrenheit 9/11.
This is Michael Moore's Fahrenheit 9/11. The first R-rated movie I ever saw in theaters.
Oof. This is what my dad saw while my sister and I went to see The Notebook. We were excited about that. He was excited about this.
Last clue in here, frightening and intense scenes. Also, some may find it intensely disturbing, if not surprising, that the government is really this bad. Divisive, dishonest, untrustworthy, and ignorant. This is a more serious documentary than Moore's previous works.
Is Fahrenheit 9/11 the Notebook for dads, or is the Notebook Fahrenheit 9/11 for daughters?
Oh my, ooh, let me sit with that. There's a strong case to be made on either side.
Okay, going into the final movie. Kari's at 13, Marty's at 10, Amma is at 3, Willie is up to 0.
So what can I bet?
You can bet nothing, but try to get the answer exactly right.
Okay.
Kari, I believe you get to pick. No, Kari went first. Amma, you get to pick the. Wait, who didn't pick?
Picked.
I don't think Marty's picked.
Marty, did I skip over you?
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. Why didn't you say something?
because I'm like trying this thing where I'm nice to people.
Why would you do that?
Not working out great.
All right. Well, Marty, you get to pick this last one. Would you like a movie from 1984, 2007, or 2018?
2007.
2007. All right. I don't know why we already have 2 hands up.
I got
There's no
nothing to
movie
lose.
that came out in 2007 that was written and directed by the same person.
Well, if it's not everybody, then I do have to read this first clue. Sex and nudity. There's a locker room scene in which a couple of guys' penises are shown, although not clearly. One of the I didn't plan. One of the Willies can be seen swaying from side to side momentarily.
This isn't Ratatouille.
Willie, did that change your answer at all?
What year is it?
2007.
Is it Y Tu Mama Tambien?
It is not Y Tu Mama Tambien.
Yeah.
Great guess given the information presented.
Yeah. For 4 points under sex and nudity, after exiting the bathroom wearing a towel around her hips, Jess Wexler bends forward with her back to the camera to put a bra on. As she does this, there's a side view of Jess's boobs, which are shown dangling. So we got Willie swinging and boobs dangling. For 3 points under violence and gore, a crab is seen crawling on a dismembered penis. Very disgusting and disturbing.
It's very upsetting.
Okay, Willie, what do you think?
Is it Slither?
Is not Slither.
Oh.
For 2 points under frightening and intense scenes, the film contains various scenes of medical gore, such as dismembered penises and fingers accompanied by blood. 3 young men, late teens or early 20s, are genitally mutilated and bleeding while screaming in pain and traumatized. One of them dies off screen, his corpse is shown later, and 2 others are left to live or die on their own. Only one is confirmed to survive. Marty, what do you think this movie is?
I've never seen this, so it's a guess, but is this Teeth?
Willie, what do you think?
I was gonna guess Teeth.
This movie is Teeth,
Hey.
written and directed by Mitchell Lichtenstein.
If it helps you, I have seen Teeth, did not remember that. So it is not memorable enough. Or my brain is saving me from something.
That's a little.
Last clue under violence and gore, a girl bites off a man's penis with her vagina.
There it is.
Are we sure this isn't Ratatouille?
I was so sure. Nick.
All right, well, that brings us to our final question. In a moment, I'm going to ask you how many of something. I don't expect anybody to know the exact number, so whoever gets closest will get their points, and if you get it exactly right, you get an extra 3 points. I'm going to ask you something related to the Oscars. So right now, I want you all to privately message me a bet on how confident you feel about the Oscars. Amma, you can bet anywhere between 0 and 3. Marty, 0 and 12. Kari, 0 and 13. And Willie can also guess.
All right. Well, I won't message you my number then. And I don't know how to use messaging on Zoom anyway, so that works out well.
Oh, well, that's going to be a problem for the next part of this.
Okay.
All right, we got bets coming in. All right. There has been 95 Academy Award celebrations. What I want to know is how many times has somebody won both Best Director and Best Writer in the same year for the same movie? I would like you to privately message me how many times you think that a person has won Best Writer and Best Director for the same movie in the same year. Willie, if you open up chat, you can then select 2, just send it to me.
All right.
Got 1 guess, I've got 2, I've got 3. All right, everybody has their bets, their guesses in. Amma guessed 7, Kari guessed 8, Willie guessed 11, Marty guessed 16. I've got the list here. People who have won for for writing and directing in the same year: Leo McCarey for Going My Way, Billy Wilder for Lost Weekend, John Huston for Treasure of Sierra Madre, Joseph L. Mankiewicz for A Letter to Three Wives, Joseph L. Mankiewicz for All About Eve, Billy Wilder for The Apartment, Francis Ford Coppola for Godfather Part 2, Woody Allen for Annie Hall, Robert Benton for Kramer versus Kramer, James L. Brooks for Terms of Endearment, Bernardo Bertolucci for The Last Emperor, Peter Jackson for Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, Alejandro Iñárritu for Birdman, Bong Joon-ho for Parasite, and the aforementioned Daniels for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I don't know how you did it, but there are 16 people who have won Best Writing and Directing. I can't do this topic again because my mouth doesn't want to say this correctly. So let's see what that does to the scores. Amma, you risked 2. You're going to lose 2. Kari played smart, didn't bet anything, doesn't lose anything. Willie, again, I appreciate your time, and I'm glad you came. Marty, you bet 2. You also got it exactly right. So you get an extra 3 points, meaning 5 points. Meaning our final scores tonight: Willie at 0, Amma at 1, Kari at 13, but come from behind at 17 points. Our winner tonight, Marty Viscosi. I'm so afraid what that means, but we'll get to that shortly.
I did not have an answer to the winning question prepared because I did not see this coming at all.
Well, you can think about it for a little bit. I'll give you some time. That's the show, everyone. Thank you so much once again to my guests. Before we go, if there's anything you want to promote, anywhere you want to be found, or just any last words, Kari, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I don't have anything really to promote. I guess if you want to follow me on either Instagram or Letterboxd, I'm KART, KARILT 34 on both of those. So, yeah.
Perfect. You got anything coming up?
I do. I do my own online comedy showcase called Pantry Raid Comedy, second Wednesday of every month on Comedy Hub. And I also run a bunch of shows in the Boston area, and I am headlining Ball Pit Comedy on October 7th at the Rockwell in Somerville.
Oh, fun. That's just a fun place to perform comedy.
It's a good time.
Willie, you got anything you want to tell people about?
Type my name into YouTube and click on whatever pops up. Yeah.
Go watch the Barbie video. That I know that took so much for you to get up there.
Mattel does not like to give up their copyright, apparently. So that was a fun one. But yeah. Go watch the Barbie video.
Finally, our winner tonight, Marty. First of all, would you like to suggest a movie?
Yes.
What is it?
I would like to suggest a Midwestern queer movie that Kari introduced me to, and it has now become one of my favorites. It is called Big Eden.
Big Eden.
And I think you would like it, and I think if you don't, you're wrong.
I love pressure.
Good.
So I will be watching Big Eden over the course of the next week. Is there anything that you would like to tell people about before we go?
I'll see y'all Thursday. I'm very excited to come back on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I have mini games planned. I'm super amped. And yeah, I bake things on Instagram sometimes under @madeby.marty. I'm also on Letterboxd. I'm around. The winter is coming, and I'm in the market for more friends because Minnesota is really brutal in the winter. So just come find me.
Yeah, go find Marty. Also, just to clarify, if you're not aware, this Thursday, I believe that's the 28th of September, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. We got a special bonus episode. Marty's hosting. I'm playing the game. Topic is movies Marty hates. And I know that there are a lot of them, so I have no idea. You're very much a 5 or 1 star on Letterboxd kind of person.
I am. Nick, I can tell you how many movies are in that slideshow right now. It's at least 40. I am like a professional hater. So it makes me so good at my job as a middle school program director.
Yeah, so come back for that. Marty's hosted before. They're always real fun games. Thank you all so much for playing this dumb game with me. Once again, Amma Marfo, Kari Taylor, Marty Viscosi, Willie Muse. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video. Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. If you want to see me do comedy, friend of the show, she hasn't been on in a while, but Sammy James runs a Zoom comedy show on Halloween that I will be a part of. I'll be posting that if you wanna watch some comedy and not leave the house on Halloween. That's a fun opportunity. As far as this show goes, we do this usually once a week, this time twice a week, Monday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. You're going to want to like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. If you want to be on the show, like I said, I will have the booking list out within the next day or two. So please come on the show. I love having new people on this show. Not that I don't love all my old friends. This is just such a fun time. I hope that you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Goodbye.